So morning. I'm in my man cave today, not my workshop. Since I did that workshop a few months ago, well, I started it at Christmas, so it's been 8 months now. Time flies, doesn't it? It seems like last week I was putting Christmas decorations back in loft, and I know that in what seemed like another week she'll be asking me to get them down again. So I'm going to be in my man cave today because I've neglected it a bit. We've used it for a few parties and it's got a right mess. So it needs a day spending on it to get it back to how it should be. So I'll give you a look at it now as it is, and then I'll put some music on, give it a tidy, and then I'll give you a man cave tour, because I've not done one since I first started this really. So it's probably 12 months. So a lot of you might not have even seen this part of what I've built. Right, I'll show you the mess it's in at the moment. That's just an old bookcase that somebody gave me. That's up for renovation soon. And then there's 2 pallets there behind it, some massive pallets that I'm gonna use to renovate that bookcase. But yeah, it's got a right mess. That's all my firewood that I've got in that corner there for my wood burner. A table that somebody was throwing away that I brought home. I thought, oh, that'll come in handy, but it's just in the way, so that needs getting rid of. This is my hair cutting station. Them's my clippers that I use, and them's my mirror. So I cut my hair sort of every Sunday, but it's getting a right mess. There's that chessboard that I made. So yeah, that's my pool table with its top on that just becomes a dumping ground for one thing and another. That's my tool wall, my crowbar that's fallen off onto the floor. The spanner down there, that fell off a couple of weeks ago and I ain't got around to putting it back up again. I could do with some better lighting in this side, to be fair. So yeah, look at the state of it. It's a right mess. And because it's chucking it down outside, I've got a leak now. It's coming in there. I don't know where it's coming in. That's something I'm going to have to remedy and find. Oh god. I just walked into that behind me. I've got cobwebs all over. That bleep you've just heard is my carbon monoxide, I think, detector. The battery's gone in that, so I need a 9-volt battery for that. I've lit my fire to warm it up a little bit because it's absolutely chucking it down outside. Typical Saturday again in England. I've got cobwebs all over the place. I don't know if the camera's picking them up, but yeah. Right, so I'm going to put some music on and I'm going to, well, spend a few hours. I'm going to properly tidy everything up, get my hoover out, get my polish out, and then I'll give you a proper bar tour when it's finished, because I haven't done for a while. Just look at the size of them for pallets. I can't remember what got delivered on that. I think it was some joinery equipment, and they got left on a job, and we got a message to go pick them up, so I just threw them back at van and brought them home. I've just measured them. They're 3 meters long, and they're both 8 pieces on, so I've got 16 lengths of decent wood there, 3 meters long. That's just, you know, how much would that cost? Actually, let me just show you this. It's upside down, but you get the idea. It's a bookcase. It's got a cardboard back. Absolute rubbish. Look at that. Also, it's not cardboard. It's very thin hardboard. So that's going to be one of the projects in the future. I'm going to take that off and then I'm going to clad it. I think this is my idea. Clad it with that pallet wood from them long planks. Keep this original colour on the inside and then do a darker colour on the outside and just make it a firm thing. I don't need one, but I'll probably sell this. I'll put it on Facebook Marketplace for, I don't know, 50 quid. How much do you think it'll be worth? We'll have a look once it's done. Does anybody want a bookcase? When I've done it, if you live local or if you want it, I'll mention it in the video when I do it.
Right, comes up here, don't you? Put me good old. Yeah.
And now we're dog sitting for my daughter for the weekend. This is a new dog. Coda, 8 weeks old. What is it?
Sam.
Sam
Border collie. He's a mix.
He's a mix anyway, but looks like it might be a big dog when he grows up.
Hello, baby. Hello. Look, Coda.
This was something I made out of a single pallet last year for wrapping up my electric extension. Right, that's took me about 4 hours. I'm going to show you around now, everything that's in here. The lighting isn't brilliant over that side, because to be fair, it doesn't need to be for what we need it for. But I'll show it in the best light I can, and then I'll give you a little look round. Just give you a quick look. If you're new to the channel, then you probably haven't seen this before. So, built this bar about 4 years ago. It's all reclaimed wood, most of it's pallet wood and things I find. I've not really bought anything that's in here. The only thing I think I've paid for in here was the resin for the bar top. And if you look at that, if you can see, that's the nails that I pulled out of the pallets. I've just made a Union Jack there, you can't really see it. That's a set of drawers that I rescued from a skip that were falling apart and knackered, and I've reclad them. That's my log store. What is it? Oh no, it's my beer fridge. There's a video on that if you look through my videos. Dartboard, proper log store. Got a wood burner in here as well, mainly burn pallet wood and just offcuts from the projects that I do. If you've noticed, I was looking for a battery for that because it was bleeping earlier because the battery's gone. And then, you know, about a couple of hours ago, I thought that stopped bleeping. And I think it stopped because of the heat from the fire rising up. And it's probably given the battery some energy. And that's the only thing I can put it down to. It's like these fans on top of fires. I originally thought they just worked off of the heat rising, but it's not. There's something in there, I can't remember what it's called, there is a name for it, that activates the fan to make it spin as fast as it does. So maybe that could be a bit of an invention, because I'm guessing you only need that detector on when the fire's on. So no, probably not. I don't know. Probably not. Ignore me. I'm just thinking again. Thinking again when I shouldn't be. Just a collection of stuff I find. I seem to find knives quite fascinating. I don't know why, it's just one of them things. I'm not a serial killer, I don't like that. And that's actually been proved in a court of law. They couldn't pin anything on me. I bought this old pool table off Facebook Marketplace a couple of years ago, £250. It's a slate bed, and then I stripped it down and I did it up with pallet wood and one few other bits and bats. If you can see there, they're wheels, so I can put it out when I want it out, and then when we don't need it, I can just jack it up a bit onto its wheels and push it to one side, and normally push it against that wall, and it's out of the way so I can dance and stuff like that. That's just the top for the pool table. I put that on there when we're not using it, and we use that as a tabletop for putting stuff on. Got my tool wall there. Coming round. That's my coffin that I built. I don't know if they'll let me use it, but by the time it comes time to use it, I won't really care, will I? I put this, I did a cardboard cutout of this soldier, and I laid it on top, and then I sort of went round it, or I drew round it, moved the cardboard, and then I filled all the blanks in with nails. So these are all nails that I pulled out of pallet wood, and then, you know, these are some that I've sort of twisted and laid down, but I got that effect on it, and I think it looks really good. So if I can open it with one hand, I just use this as a cupboard at the minute. I was going to use it as a drinks cabinet, but I've not got around to converting it yet, but someday I will do. But for now, it's just a coffin. I can't lock it with one hand, so I'll leave it open. Just moving around. That's my bottle opener and my bottle top catcher. That's a chessboard that I made out of an old cabinet. Johnny Cash, one of my favourite singers. Anyway, you've probably seen enough. That's just a drinks cabinet on the wall. I made that out of old pallets a few years ago. It's what they call a garden bar thing. It's for going on a garden wall. I actually made it for somebody, but when I'd made him it, he said, "Oh no, we're on a kid and I didn't want it." So I said, "Oh, it's alright, I'll have it." I thought that was a nice little touch. That was a branch that the council had cut down on some land near us, so I just snaffled that branch, stripped the bark off it and set it into my bar top. There you go. All the shelves, that's all pallet wood. Got a load of old bottles up there. I never cleaned that up there because I want it to be old and Mrs. Faversham looking with cobwebs and stuff like that. I don't know if the camera's picking them up, but that is covered in cobwebs, so my wife's under instructions never to clean up there. Not that she cleans in here anyway, it's always me because it's my space. Just some old road signs there. And this, finally I'll show you this, if the camera can pick it up. B rating, that's what I call this place, it's the B rating. I don't know what it is size wise, I've never measured it. I think it's about, shall I measure it? Bear with me. I've just measured it and it's 8 metres by 5 metres because I've just measured it. Don't get me wrong, I know how lucky I am to have this place. I've got the space and I know I'm lucky, but we bought this house 23 years ago, so we've been here a long time. I know a lot of people haven't got this kind of space, so I know I'm not showing off here. I know I'm really lucky to have this space. But as far as money goes, you know, it hasn't cost me a lot of money. It's just cost me time. £250 I paid for the resin on this top, which I thought was a lot of money, but I thought, well, if that's all I'm sort of spending in here, then that's not too bad. I paid 250 quid for the pool table, and then everything else is just beer and whiskey. Everything else I've just been given or I've made. You know, the sofas, they've come out of clearances when people were throwing them away, didn't want them. The fridge that I got came out of a clearance that nobody wanted it, and I spent time sewing the logs up and sticking them on the front. There's a video on that. So I encourage you to have a go and make a space for yourself. It's, you know, it's a really nice place to spend the evening listening to music, you know, playing darts or pool with wife, because kids have gone now and they're not interested anymore. Although I suspect when they see the price of houses and what they can get for the money these days, they'll probably come back in and think, oh, I should have appreciated my mum and dad's house a bit more. But anyway, like I say, thanks for watching. Give us a like, have a look at some of the other videos of the stuff that's in here that I've made, and have a go yourself. Have a go at making something. It's a really good hobby. I really enjoy it. It's good for your mental health and problem solving and stuff like that. It's really good. Anyway, I've waffled. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again. Cheers.